Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to Book Summary 5, the 5-Minute Summary channel. I'm Sammy, your host, and today we're diving into the founder's dilemmas, anticipating and avoiding the pitfalls that can sink a startup by Noam Wasserman. This comprehensive guide focuses on the critical decisions that entrepreneurs face when starting a business. Drawing on a decade of research, Wasserman reveals the most common challenges founders encounter and how these early decisions can significantly impact the success or failure of a startup. Let's explore the key insights so you'll feel like you've read it cover to cover. Wasserman begins by explaining that most founders face a series of tough choices early on, often without fully understanding the long-term consequences of those decisions. One of the central dilemmas is what he calls the rich versus king dilemma. Founders must decide whether they want to maximize control over their startup or to maximize its financial value. Choosing control often means limiting outside investment, while choosing wealth might require giving up some control to investors or other stakeholders. Wasserman emphasizes that founders need to be clear about which path they want to follow, as this will shape many of their future decisions. One of the first major decisions founders must make is whether to go solo or bring in co-founders. Wasserman's research shows that startups with founding teams generally perform better, but choosing co-founders comes with its own set of risks. Many founders opt to start businesses with friends or family, believing that personal relationships will make the process smoother. However, Wasserman warns that mixing personal and professional relationships can lead to conflict, particularly when it comes to equity splits, roles, and decision-making authority. He advises founders to be very deliberate in choosing co-founders based on complementary skills and shared vision, rather than personal affinity alone. Another key focus of the founder's dilemmas is equity distribution. Many startups fail due to disputes over how ownership is divided among co-founders, early employees, and investors. Wasserman explains that founders often make the mistake of splitting equity equally at the start, without considering the future contributions or evolving roles within the company. He encourages founders to think about equity as something that should be dynamic, based on each person's ongoing contribution to the startup's success. This approach avoids the common pitfall of co-founder drift, where one founder feels they are doing more work but holding less equity. Roles and responsibilities are another critical area where startups frequently stumble. Wasserman points out that founders often avoid having difficult conversations about who is responsible for what, leading to confusion and overlap as the business grows. To prevent this, he advocates for clearly defined roles from the beginning, with regular check-ins to adjust responsibilities as the company evolves. Founders should also anticipate how their roles will shift over time, particularly as the company scales and brings in professional management. One of the most significant challenges Wasserman addresses is bringing in outside investors. While venture capital and angel investments can help a startup grow quickly, they also come with strings attached. Investors often demand significant influence over strategic decisions and may push founders to focus on rapid growth at the expense of long-term stability. Wasserman stresses that founders need to be careful about who they bring on board as investors and understand the trade-offs involved. He suggests that founders vet potential investors as carefully as they would choose a co-founder, looking for alignment in vision and values. As the business grows, founders face the challenge of hiring and scaling the team. Wasserman notes that many founders struggle to transition from being hands-on operators to leaders who delegate and manage teams. This shift is often where startups hit roadblocks, as founders cling to control and fail to empower their teams. He encourages founders to develop leadership skills early on and recognize when it's time to step back from day-to-day operations. This includes knowing when to hire professional managers who can bring expertise in areas where the founders may be lacking. Wasserman also delves into the exit strategy, a topic many founders overlook until it's too late. Whether it's an IPO, acquisition, or simply stepping away from the company, founders need to plan for how they will exit the business in a way that aligns with their goals. This can be a difficult conversation, particularly if co-founders have different visions for the future. Wasserman advises that founders consider their exit options from the very beginning and be clear about what success looks like for them personally. Throughout the book, Wasserman provides real-world examples of founders who face these dilemmas and the consequences of their decisions. From Mark Zuckerberg's decision to bring in Sheryl Sandberg as COO of Facebook to the struggles of early-stage companies that split equity equally and later regretted it, these stories bring the book's lessons to life. In summary, The Founder's Dilemmas by Noam Wasserman offers a deep dive into the key challenges that entrepreneurs face when starting and growing a business. From choosing co-founders and dividing equity to managing investor relationships and planning an exit strategy, the book provides a roadmap for navigating the complex and often high-stakes decisions that determine a startup's success. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or already running a business, this book is an invaluable resource for avoiding the common pitfalls that can sink a promising startup. Thank you for tuning in to Book Summary 5. If you enjoyed this summary, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Until next time, happy reading.